Welcome to the latest video, and in this video short, well, what we're excited to announce is the publication of the Six Sigma Black Belt Handbook. 400 pages of golden advice on how to become a world-class black belt and earn double your normal engineer salary, because that's what being a world-class problem solver is all about. This is a how-to book. It's not a statistics book. So you are going to become a brilliant engineer. If you buy this book, you are going to become a brilliant black belt. Go to lulu.com and look for the Six Sigma Black Belt Handbook by Paul Allen right now. Welcome to the latest Lean lesson, and this now is Lean lesson 3, and what we're going to talk about is the min-max system for the purchasing department. And again, what we are talking about in these Lean lessons, standard work. So for a particular item, there will always be a standard way to order the item with a fixed quantity. A fixed quantity. When we do standard work, we don't do it sometimes or change it every month. It is fixed. So the min-max system, of course, works like this. You create in the warehouse a standard location. So the location in the warehouse is fixed. There is no random storage. That will be a Lean lesson for later. So we have a standard location. It will have a maximum level. Of course, it's going to have a minimum level. And the difference between the two is going to be the order quantity. Can't quite fit that in. The order quantity. A maximum level, a minimum level, and an order quantity. That's it. For that item, it is now fixed. This would be fixed for at least 1 year. We're not working this out every month and going, I'll increase my order, I'll decrease my order. That is not standard work. When we say standard work, it is fixed. So then what you've now got to do, of course, is you've got to come up with standard work for the calculation of these things. Okay, so I like to work on, remember we did lesson number 1, weekly demand. So what I'm always doing is I'm using the weekly demand figure as part of my calculation of the maximum level and the minimum level. So you need to decide this for yourselves, but it could be the weekly demand. I'm going to take the minimum level first of all, multiplied by the lead time in weeks, multiplied by 1.5. Of course, the 0.5 gives me 50% safety stock. So that would be how I work out my minimum level. Because of course, the minute I hit the trigger, I need to have stock that I'm going to consume before the delivery arrives. So it's the demand multiplied by the lead time in weeks, and then add in that little bit of 50% safety stock. That would be my minimum level. Then of course the order quantity is, well, okay, how often can you get the product? So let's say you want to get the product once a month. This is clearly going to be, the difference is clearly going to be 4 weeks average demand. And there is the system right there. And if I've decided to put an item on min-max, That is the system that I'm going to use, and it will be fixed. I won't move it. I'm not going to look at it and use my skill to decide. I have no orders for this. The orders have gone down a little bit. The orders have gone up a little bit. Those changes are noise. Remember, standard work is about working to the average demand, the signal coming from the marketplace. The marketplace is giving you a signal of the consumption rate. It's giving you a signal of the consumption rate of this item. Now I have a maximum level, a minimum level, and a fixed order quantity. And because I have a standard location, of course, there's always room in the warehouse. So whenever the item arrives, it will always, usually what happens is you never quite fill the warehouse up because of course you've triggered an order here. By the time the order comes, you've consumed a little bit of stock. When your standard order comes, which of course was for the space that was available and only the space that was available, you've already consumed a little bit of stock. So you end up probably at about 80 to 90% stocked up all the time, and you're ordering once a month because you decided to keep a month's worth of stock on site. Not only is it standard work, it means your stock levels are fixed and constant. If you hit the top of that line and you never consume any more, if you never hit this trigger, you'll never buy any more. You automatically stop when consumption stops. Standard work for purchasing, min-max. And I'll promise your stock levels will go down by at least 50% and you'll release bucket loads of cash out of the belly of your business.